Okay, you are really not going to believe this, but totally be able to believe it. My video stopped the second time, and so luckily it got most of the first half of this so I could pick up from where I left off, but I apologize for the abrupt end to that video. Okay, so where we left off was these two are basically the same. So we are not going to do the backwards C or the improper fraction type thing. We're in fact going to do it very similar to this one. So what I did here was I said, okay, I've got my whole numbers there so I can handle those. Here I've got 35 and 15, but this time I am adding them, which is supposed to be addition. Good, that's why I rewrote it. Okay, this time I'm adding them, and so then I get 50. Because I can always add my whole numbers. When I'm doing adding, subtracting fractions, I can always add whole numbers. So then I'm left with 3/10 plus 5/8. So now, just like we did on the other problem up here, now I've got that very similar problem to this, in that I'm just going to try and see if I can simplify this or break it down. So that's 2 times 5, and this one is 2 times 4. So I see a 2 that's in common to both. That's fantastic. So then I'm going to multiply this one by what it's missing. So this is a 2 and a 4, but it's missing a 5. So I'm going to multiply by 5 over 5. This one is a 2 and a 5, but it's missing that 4. So I'm going to multiply by 4 over 4. So then what I'm left with is 50 still, so that keeps coming. And now I have 4 times 3, which is 12, over 40 plus 25 over 40, which now then equals 50 and 37 over 40. So if we had done that previous problem the way you did, where you do the improper fraction, all those giant numbers would have simplified down to 50 over 37. So you can see that this technique keeps the numbers quite a bit smaller and easier for the kids to manipulate. Okay, last one up here shouldn't take too long because it's very similar to this one down here. So I'm going to do the same thing, handle my whole numbers. I am not going to do the improper fraction. As I've mentioned, I don't do that for addition and subtraction. So that's going to be 17 minus 10, which gives me 7. And then I have 3/5 minus 1/4. This is a little bit easier problem because there's nothing that I can do to break it down. So I'm going to multiply this one by 5 over 5 because that denominator does not have a 5 in it. I'm going to multiply this one by 4 over 4 because that denominator does not have a 4 in it. So then I'm left with 7 and 12/20 minus 5/20, which equals 7 and 7/20.